I'm Mel, and I tried morning pages for 30 days. In January, I started reading The Artist's Way, A Spiritual Path to Higher Creativity by Julia Cameron, and I didn't get very far. I've only gotten like 3 chapters in, so like a quarter maybe of the book. But in this book, Julia Cameron talks about how she had a spiritual and creative awakening, and she became passionate about helping other people and other creatives become more creative in their daily life, get out of creativity slumps, and become more productive, creative and creatively productive. This book is a story of her journey and how she took other people on this journey as well. And then it is also a workbook. So at the end of every chapter, there is also tasks that you need to do, homework, and different challenges to help you become more creative. One of the first things, and one thing that Julia Cameron swears by, is morning pages. A lot of YouTubers that are involved in creativity or involved in productivity or involved in creative productivity swear by morning pages. A few of the people that I can think of are Lavender and Femhead. So what are morning pages? Morning pages are 3 or more pages of stream of consciousness writing that you write every day, first thing when you get up, before you've had your coffee, before you do anything else. So you're supposed to just write, not necessarily with any punctuation or any page breaks or anything like that, 3 pages every morning. First thing to kind of clear your mind and brain dump everything that you have been feeling and thinking from the day before, from the night before, and get it out of your system so that the rest of your day is open to more creative endeavors. You're supposed to not look back on these 3 pages every day. They are not for to-do lists. They are not for goals. They are just basically a rant of things, anything that you want to talk about or think to talk about. So absolute stream of consciousness writing. Julia Cameron swears that these morning pages will help you be more creative. She also has a few other tasks in this book so far that you're supposed to do every day or once a week. The first thing that I wanted to do, and the thing that she suggests doing first before you even read the book, is start doing these morning pages. So from kind of early January to early February, I did morning pages every day. I definitely had coffee and played with the cats a little bit before I started this. I don't think that I could have done anything like morning pages without my coffee. Julia Cameron also says that you will experience a range of emotions when doing these. At first, they will be very difficult. You won't know what to write. You might just write, I don't know what to write, over and over and over again for 3 pages if that's what's necessary. But eventually you will get into a flow of writing, and sometimes you will get a range of emotions that is negative. You will end up venting a lot in your morning pages. You will end up complaining a lot. Sometimes you will end up coming with creative ideas that stick with you during the day. So she says that this daily practice is vital to your creative path. I definitely did go through a range of emotions. I found it easy, and I have done before stream of consciousness writing, so I did not find getting into writing difficult initially, but I did find it difficult to stick with the 3 pages. I found that early on, after about a page, I was ready to stop. So to push myself to continue to write 3 full pages was a little bit hard. Another thing that I didn't experience was I didn't find myself complaining. I didn't find myself having a lot of negative thoughts. Julia explains that there could be a lot of negative thoughts. Morning pages might make you depressed, they might make you low, they might make you high, that there's a lot of emotions that you could go through. I think in the middle of the morning pages, I did find myself really, really loving them and thinking about continuing journaling in other ways and potential ways that I could keep writing. I found that I really liked the physical act of writing, and that I really liked starting my day with writing and doing 3 pages of writing just off the bat. So in the middle, I was really, really excited. I would wake up like ready to write my pages. I would go to bed like excited to write my pages the next morning, and I would find that during the day, I would even want to write more. During that period, I think I also came up with some good ideas that I did end up taking and rewriting again somewhere else so that I could reference them back. But towards the end of my 30 days, I really found that it was a struggle to write my pages. I found that I was concentrating a lot on the physical act of writing, and I was trying to write neater and more concisely and get my thoughts out in a more linear fashion. So not really following morning pages at that point, you're really concentrating on something else. I also really found that it was a struggle in the last few days or the last week to get through all 3 pages. I found myself really wanting to just stop after a page or move on to something else. I found that while I really enjoyed writing early in the morning, I wished I was doing something more productive or creative. So the morning pages to me didn't seem very productive or very creative by the end of my month doing them. That was about the time when I decided I did not want to continue this practice, or that I would continue it sporadically. I could see myself if I wake up and I'm like, yes, I want to write stream of consciousness. I just want to get whatever's in my head out of my head. I could see myself writing morning pages again, but I don't think I would ever write them every day in that kind of measured way. At the same time, I have been working on how to kind of not perfect, but find the right morning routine for me and create a slow morning routine where I did not go on social media, where I did not go on the internet for a few hours when I first get up in the morning. My old routine used to be make my coffee, feed the cats, go on the internet. And I was seeing that that was becoming very detrimental to me. And so when I started doing morning pages and they require that you don't do that, I really found that that was something that was beneficial to my life. I think that morning pages did let me know that there are other practices, slow practices for a productive morning routine that I would like to try. My plan now is to try some other journaling, because another aspect of morning pages that I liked was chronicling the things and thoughts and feelings that I have. Journaling is something that my whole life I've kind of wanted to do but never fully gotten into. So I think that journaling in the morning could be a really excellent practice. What kind of journaling and how I incorporate that into my life, it remains to be seen. What I think I would like to do is try some other journaling techniques for 30 days and record my thoughts on them until I kind of find something that like works for me. As far as The Artist's Way goes, I do plan on finishing this book, and I do plan on working through the workbook aspects of this book. I have done a couple of the exercises in the chapters that I've read that I really enjoyed, and I've flat out skipped some of the exercises that I knew I was not going to get into. But overall, I did have a lot of problems with this book, and I think I would like to read it all the way through before I like really express my thoughts on it. If you are interested in trying morning pages, I would at least suggest reading the excerpts from Julia Cameron's book, because she really does explain them in a way that gets diluted through the internet and researching on the internet. There are plenty of, like I said, YouTubers, bloggers, writers, artists that do these pages, so you can find their version, but this is the version, the original. So I would definitely suggest working with that, or at least starting there. I would also suggest that these are a good jumping off point to maybe find something else. I don't know if Julia Cameron's book is really for everyone. I get the impression that it's not really for me, but I think that if you're interested in that, and especially if you're used to reading productivity books or you're used to reading nonfiction, that you can take part of the message and utilize that in your life and leave what you're not interested in behind, I would definitely suggest checking that book out. For me, I am going to come up with some other 30-day writing journaling challenges. Please leave a comment down below if you have done morning pages, or if you are in the habit of doing them, or if you do some other journaling every day. Let us know all that in the comments down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.